Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all well. Congrats to Newcastle. Commiserations, Chelsea. And I want to go to David first. An absolute drumming tonight, mate. A drumming.
Yeah, they're just better than us, aren't they? There's not much more to say about it. Like, they were just really good today, and we just went up for it. I would love to give you more analysis than that, but they were just better than us in every department. So not really much we can do about it. Just got to focus on
is it not disappointing? Sorry, go on.
Expecting consistency from this team, you're stupid, quite frankly. Like, there's too many new parts for it to be like working in the same way.
That's right.
Game after game after game. Like, of course, it's great to have good games against Liverpool and against City and Spurs, but that's not the standard. Like, that's not what you're going to get every game. So, it is what it is.
Is it not disappointing after what was, scoring 4 goals against City, some of the, beating Tottenham, to go there and just be so impotent in that second half?
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I expect it. This is the issue. Like, me personally, I don't think like Jackson is someone who can lead a line on his own right now. He's just not at that stage in his career. Like,
that's the least of your problems today, though, because what was he given to? What ammunition was he given to load the tank? Like,
I'm just using him as an example.
Yeah, he wasn't a problem today, though.
Me personally, I don't think Conor Gallagher should be in this team. He's just not good enough.
Especially as a right winger.
Again, and also to me, it doesn't make sense to move Cole Palmer out of the position he's been playing quite well in for the past 3 or 4 games to fit this guy. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Like, again, Benoit Badiashile, like, it's great to bring him back in, but you kind of had something going with the way with Colwill and Thiago Silva. You don't really want to keep swapping your back 4 very often. I get he's come back from injury, but it's quite a big change to make. It's just loads. There are so many players, and they're all still trying to get used to each other. So, like, there's so many things you can pick at as to why Chelsea aren't performing the way they should be.
What did you make of it, Ches? Obviously, you were in a sort of jubilant mood 2 weeks ago after the City performance and the draw. As you say, Palmer moved out of a position that he's been good in. Caicedo on the bench. Mistakes from so many of your experienced players as well today. What went wrong in your opinion?
Yeah, it's similar to what David said, to be honest. It's just the inconsistencies. So today, you can't really pick out one thing that I haven't seen before. Like, I've seen this all before. That's why we're 10th. So I've seen this kind of performances before where individual errors, strikers who have opportunities, even when we do score, don't take it. Then we go 2 goals behind. Defenders being weak. Midfielders not really know where to be in the right areas. Attackers not taking their chances when it comes to them, even if few far between. So today was just an amalgamation of what I've seen throughout the last how many games of the season. So that's why I'm not going to have a different reaction. David's probably going to be in the same reaction. Don's going to be disappointed. It's the same, really, isn't it? Like, I can't really sit here and give you anything new. And no one could say, are you not disappointed you lost? Not really. Like, I kind of knew we were going to lose. I said 1-1 optimistically, thinking we might get a draw. But everyone's saying Newcastle had a million injuries. It was going to be a depleted squad. They should focus on Champions League. But such lack of ball knowledge, you're never going to sit back against Chelsea, regardless of how good form we're in recently. And like you said earlier, Terry, it's about wins. Sometimes performances don't matter if you don't get the wins. And the reason why we're 10th is because no one can finish. And we're not clinical throughout the whole areas of the pitch. Defenders aren't doing their job. Midfielders aren't in the right positions. The attackers aren't clinical. Even today, for example, I think it was 1-1. And Jackson had an opportunity to hit a far post. Right? Let's say he shoots that and it goes in under the goalkeeper's arms. Now we're in the lead, even though we don't deserve it. And so now we can change our style of play and adapt to the game and get something out of the game. But instead, what does he do? He cuts back, the ball goes off, Sterling makes a bad decision, it's 2-1. And the whole game just flips. And football is not always about the majority of the better team always wins. Sometimes about taking your chances. And Newcastle today, they won't even say they play that great, expansive, great. They were just clinical when they need to be. And they dominated in the areas which matter in terms of the game, the matters of the game, right? In terms of decision making. So it's just moving forward, kind of these might want to chime in, is that it's tough because we won't get out mid-table if we don't get results. So even if we perform well against Brighton and we draw, I won't be sitting here like, yeah. I'll be pissed.
I hear you,
Oh.
Alex. Do you echo there what Ches has said?
We have one issue with one certain things. Like I have an issue with the different. It's kind of like end up the same issue at the end, but my problem is with issue that makes that issue. How do you make the players more confident and more click with each other? By playing the same team all the time. The big managers like the small teams for one reason, because they make them gel together. I don't care. Like, I usually don't criticize the starting 11. But if you're telling me that nothing is wrong with Caicedo and you don't start him because, he flew private jet, I'm sorry. Two players from Newcastle flew the same private jet. What's his name? Enzo Fernandez played against Brazil, against two players at Newcastle. They played the same game against each other. I'm asking Poch. I'm thinking actually, Pochettino, what the hell? Every time we get something rolling, he has to stick his nose in and kind of like, you know what? Let me see what I can do. Why Palmer's not playing where Palmer played? Why Gallagher played in the right wing? This stats in Pochettino's head has to come from something. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm mad. Individual players, yes, I can criticize them all the time, but it's the stats that makes that thing not work in the future, because every time we play well, all of a sudden something needs to be disturbed. That's my problem with this game. It's not like Newcastle was brilliant today. They're brilliant at finishing, but they give us a chance the same that we giving them a chances. Only problem is when Gallagher got the ball, he didn't finish. Joelinton did. Oh, by the way, he flew from Brazil. His legs were not tired. You see what I'm saying? So that's my problem with the thing. At the end, I'm at the same as David and the other guy. I just don't know. You going based on players, your criticism? I'm going beyond that. I'm going, why you sticking your nose where why? That's my problem with Pochettino. If we're gonna go individually, yes, there's annoying parts of it, like what's his name, like the way that midfield, like some players are getting out of 50-50. Gallagher going out of 50-50 challenge. What the hell?
He was shocking today, by the way. Shocking.
There's no John Terry in this team. Those little bitty yellow cards that James got, Cucurella got, Jackson got, those yellow cards are annoying as crap. Why are you kicking the ball? When you're kicking the ball out for too long, that means that you're not ready to fight. That means that you're going into defensive mode. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cuss on you. That means you're pussy.
Listen, I get the frustration with that. Don, you said on the Squad Breakfast show that this was a must-win for Chelsea. You ended up being slapped up 4-1.
Yep.
Poor starting lineup, according to many Chelsea fans. Immature second half. Like, give me your thoughts and feelings on why it went wrong today.
Bro, Newcastle wanted it more than our players. You know, I don't know what it is about every single person on this pitch today. Like, individually, we just didn't look up for it, man, at all. And again, I'm not knocking Newcastle. I think, like I said in the preview, Terry, I said Newcastle, it doesn't matter if they're missing all these players. They're going to be well drilled. They're going to know exactly what each player needs to be doing, right? I wasn't taking them lightly. I said it wasn't going to be an easy game, but I expected us to have the quality to beat Newcastle's B team or C team or whatever the team is going to put out. But honestly, bro, like, from everything, the second balls, they were winning it all. You know, in that first half, their attacking threat was a lot more than ours. Like Alex has said there as well, like, in front of goal, they were more clinical than us. It was just a shit show. It was an absolute shit show. There isn't, like, I'll probably say in the first half, I'm only looking really at Enzo. Like, he was the only one that was looking like he was trying to make something happen. The rest of the team, bro, was bad. And like Ches has been saying, bro, like, individually, the goals that we conceded today, terrible defended. Badiashile, I love Badiashile. He was poor today. Every single time he kept picking up the ball from the back, trying to build up from the back. he kept giving it straight back to Newcastle. You know, we struggled to build up from the back. We didn't really stretch the pitch enough. Palmer was poor today. You guys know how much I love Palmer. He was poor today. Gallagher, one of his worst performances this season. That reminded me of Gallagher from last year. Do you know what I mean? So we just weren't up for it today. I don't know whether it was the fact that Poch made a few changes. I get Alex's frustration, but I do understand why Poch didn't want to risk Caicedo, because he literally just got back yesterday. I think from international duties.
When did our Brazilians and Argentinians got? By the way, whoever
I don't care about them. They don't play for my club.
Zero in geography. If you think that we're not flying from the same continent, you go back to school.
Yeah, Alex. On that though,
every player is different.
But Don,
what is the gal doing here?
Alex,
Your game is next. Come back later.
Let me just say something quickly. Caicedo not starting is not the reason why we lost 4-1 today, bro.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, it doesn't really make a difference to me whether Caicedo started or not.
Yeah, it's not. And
the whole team was poor, and the reason why it's on Caicedo starting, why we lost the game and could have got a draw, is because we've seen the same game with different players this whole season. So it's nothing to do with the individuals. It's just the overall setup. And I do agree, teams need to gel. And you need synergy and chemistry in the team. So I get that. But you don't always get a luxury because of injuries or whatever. But at the same time, the style of play today wasn't here. It wasn't there. And like
I hear that.
We were struggling to do simple things like just building up, Terry. We were struggling. And what I was saying at halftime, I said, look, I need to see us stretch the pitch a lot more. I want to see Mudryk come on. I want to see Palmer being put centrally there, because Gallagher was a mess today. We didn't need him.
Dan, I agree with you. Okay, let's say Caicedo is not, his private jet was delayed. His masseuse didn't show up on the private jet early enough for him to fly to England. Let's say that. But why Palmer dropped deep and Gallagher played right wing? I just want to know that.
They've done that pretty much every game that Palmer started on the right, though. Like, him and Gallagher always rotate. If you watch it closely, they always do that. So Palmer
Gallagher was more of the.
So Palmer can come more centrally.
I thought Gallagher was more of the guy centrally, because he's the one that initiates the press, right?
Yeah. So Gallagher stays central, and then him and Palmer alternate. So listen, it was a shit performance from everyone. No one turned up. Newcastle, they took their chances and they battered us. And Reece James, bro, what are you doing as a captain? What are you actually doing? Right? We were missing Reece James against Brighton now, and we're missing Cucurella as well for that game, because he's now picked up his 5th yellow card. So it was a shit performance, shocking performance. I've got no excuses whatsoever, man.